To the Land Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Sledge. With me, back from his illness, Titan Mike Kessinger.
I made it. I saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and I did not go towards it.
Came down with a little episode of the flu?
I had something. My kid had the flu. I think I had all the symptoms, but not actually the flu. I was coughing, and it was just bad. Like, if we did the show last week, it'd be every 6 seconds I'd be coughing. And then so you guys, but this is annoying. So I was able to go to sleep at like 6:30, and I slept till like 6:30.
Thankfully, I was able to avoid it.
Yeah, it was. I try to keep you out of here. I didn't want to spray you down with Lysol, but we're back. We're here.
Yeah, we're back. We're trying to get our new broadcast system up.
Can you even see yourself?
Yeah.
That's not blocking your face. I mean, we probably get more views, but
no, I'm good.
I just figured that big-ass monitor was going to cover that big-ass forehead.
I know. But as always, we have technical difficulties.
Wouldn't it be the Land Sports Podcast without some kind of...
Yeah, the stream to work. So hopefully next week we'll get it right.
So, real quick, you know how the Facebook does those memories? You know, like a year ago. Well, 1 year ago today,
yeah,
we did our first show.
Really? Was it 1 year ago today? Holy shit.
1 year ago today, we did
How about that?
We did our first podcast.
That's
I got a memory said it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Damn, I didn't even realize it was one. I knew it was getting close, but
It was 1 year ago today. You posted about our upcoming show, so that could be it was a Sunday. We did a show back then, so that's probably what it was. But it was almost like we're like 3 days shy of a year.
Right. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Still going strong a year later.
I wouldn't say strong. We're still going.
Going, yeah.
We're creeping into the 1 year mark. Can't get a computer to work, so strong is not the right answer.
Right.
You know, but a lot of shit's happened though in 2 weeks. No, we were up since our last show, huh?
Yeah, I guess since we missed it last week, we can start off talking about Kobe Bryant.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of just. It's like. It sucks, but it's like I'm kind of over it now, you know?
Yeah, I am. I get what you're saying. I am too.
Like, people die all the time, and I understand he's an iconic figure, and the way he died was tragically, and you know, I get it. I'm not take. What's that?
So I had 2 of your pages.
I understand. Like, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take anything away from Kobe's death and his daughter's death and the other 7 victims or tragic lives lost in that day, but talking about it, and everybody keeps talking about it. It doesn't let closure happen for the families.
Right.
You keep and that's the biggest thing they need right now is to be able to. That door is open. I just forgot.
Oh crap. We're all messed up here,
dude. It's been a couple weeks but having the closure for this thing, having people stop talking about it, it's going to allow these families to gradually move on. I mean, it's going to be hard for them to move on because they lost loved ones, but, you know, the constant reminder doesn't, you know, it keeps it fresh. It keeps it open. I mean, they need to cope with the loss, you know, and then all the media, you know, the media frenzy about it, all the tributes and stuff. I mean, I understand it's a good place. It's come from the heart. I get it. I'm 100%. But, like, it's been, like, almost 2 weeks, right? Let's let the family have their time now. It's mourn. It should be out of the media's mouth, and it should just be a mute point right now. You know, at least for a couple weeks. We need some kind of silence on it because these families need to do their thing.
Right. Well, one thing that I thought was kind of freaky.
The birthdays, all that shit?
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Like, his date of birth and his date of death and his daughter's...
Yeah, the same thing. You add them all together and it comes up with 80-24.
It's only one of his numbers that are in there. Like, I get it, 80, but it's not...
But...
It's not a 0824, you know, or 824.
Still pretty weird.
Yeah, I get it, I guess. It had been, if it was 8224, it would have been all 3 of the numbers, because you were number 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so... That would have been weirder, but...
That would have been weirder.
It is what it is. I mean, it sucks. He will be missed. He was iconic iconic player, person in the NBA. Like,
Oh
he's
yeah, no doubt
top
about it.
3 all-time best players ever to step on the court.
But he was I've seen Jordan play back in my younger days, and he was definitely the closest thing I've ever seen to Michael Jordan.
That's because Michael Jordan and Kobe played the same type of game. They were assassins on the court.
That's why I don't compare LeBron to Jordan, because they're two different types of style players. I
Yes.
compare him more to Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
That's a better comparison for LeBron, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think with LeBron's overall greatness, in like multiple categories, multiple assists,
Right.
like everything. I think that makes him in the category for GOAT.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean. Because people are going to talk about this all the time. LeBron compared to Jordan. Jordan has 6 rings. Okay. You know who has 11? Bill Russell.
Yeah.
But why isn't he in conversation for the greatest player of all time if rings matter? If rings are your one knock on LeBron James and Michael Jordan, well, how come Bill Russell doesn't top both of those people?
Right.
Because he almost doubles the amount of rings that Michael Jordan has.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they use a stat for one person, but they don't use it for another. So that's why, like, me personally, I think LeBron James is the greatest player in NBA history. He's my 1, Jordan's 2, Kobe 3, and then you can fill in 4 and 5.
Right.
Like, I'd probably put Shaq and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would be my top 5.
Yeah.
Because of what he's able to do all around. Like, he can take over any game in any position pretty much,
Right.
and it's just the pure impact LeBron has had on the game when he's in there. I mean, it's nothing. There's no comparing it to anything. So, but, and then this whole, I heard, like, they want, like, to petition to change the NBA logo to the Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
It's a little extreme.
Yeah,
It's a little
that
extreme.
is a little extreme. They're getting a little carried away with
Like,
this stuff.
I understand canceling or postponing the Lakers games. That's fine. That's totally understandable.
Right.
Because he was the Lakers. Like,
Right.
if you think of name the best Laker of all time, it's Kobe Bryant. Hands down. Who else are you going to put in there? I mean, you could put in Kareem Abdul, but he was a Buck before he was a Laker.
Right.
I mean, Magic, but Kobe's 5 times the player Magic was.
No, without a doubt.
I mean, Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, but he was a Orlando Magic before he,
Right.
for there. I mean, and then he was with the Heat. So, like, he wasn't a career Laker. Like, I guess he spent most of his best prime years there, but I don't know.
I don't know.
We just gotta get over that. I don't mean to make it short and sound disrespectful, but you gotta move on from this. 'Cause
Yeah.
you gotta let it
It's
fade into the history. And because a year from now is gonna be a bunch of remembering and anniversary and stuff like that. So
just trying to keep an eye on the trade deadline stuff.
Tristan Thompson
NBA.
will not be a Cav by
Yeah, the trade deadline's tomorrow, 3 p.m. He's being held out. He was held out the other night against the Knicks. He's being held out again.
Injury tonight.
Yeah, a groin injury.
Yeah.
Is what they're labeling it, but we all know what the real situation is.
There's imminent trade talks right now. They don't want to risk an injury. I mean,
Yeah, and there's like I say, I think I listed the teams. There's like pretty much five teams vying for him right now. Houston, who just traded Clint Capella, their starting center, so they're looking for a center. Dallas, LA Clippers, Washington, and the Boston Celtics. Celtics probably have the most assets and the best to offer out of all those teams. And he'd be a good fit there. I'd hate to see him go there, but if you're the Cavs, you're looking to get whoever makes the best offer.
You put Houston in there too?
Yeah.
Because after the Clint Capella trade? Yeah. So here, I'm going to float this by you. With Porter being as flashy as he's been, and not getting a full shake right now.
Yeah.
Why haven't the Cavs maybe listed Sexton as a trade?
But I think they're going to keep him. I think eventually what's going to happen is he's going to be the new Jordan Clarkson, the 6-man scorer off the bench, and then Garland and Porter will be your your starting backcourt of the future.
Yeah, but we're in a total rebuild mode now. I think Sexton I think he's better fit at the 2 guard.
Yeah,
As a spot up shooter.
because the one guy you're forgetting who I was listening to Joe Barton, former Cavs beat reporter, earlier today, and he said that if had Dylan Windler been healthy, he would have started at either the 2 or the 3, and Sexton and Garland probably wouldn't be starting together. Because defensively, they are a big liability having both of them.
Yeah.
So it's not going to work long term defensively.
I would try because he's averaging almost 20 points a game.
Yeah, he's just right at he's like 19 point. He'd be perfect as the just come in and light it up off the bench like Clarkson did. I don't know if
I think you're better off trading him.
Well,
to be honest with you, because if you trade Tristan, you're going to get a young player that we want and
I think they could. I think they're going to let the season play out. They may trade him. Not now. I think it'll be off season if they do look to trade him.
Because you could probably garner like some decent picks and stuff like that. You need a team that needs a better shooting guard or something like that.
Because that's the deal with Love right now. Right now, the Clippers showed some interest in him, but
he's making too much.
The off season, they're going to have a better chance to trade him. A, because teams will have more cap space in the off season, and B, the free agent market sucks this year.
Yeah.
So for teams looking to add a big time player, well, he's not really big time anymore, but borderline all-star player.
Yeah.
He's going to be one of the top available in the off season.
Yeah,
But how about that trade last night?
Dude, that was nuts. I couldn't even try to keep up with that thing, dude. That was just stupid.
There's 4 teams, 12 players, and 3 draft picks.
So crazy.
Clint Capella and Nene went to Atlanta. Houston got the wing they're looking for, Robert Covington. They got Jordan Bell and Golden State's 2024 second-round pick. And then going to Denver was Keita Bates-Diop, former Buckeye, Gerald Green, Shabazz Napier, Noah Vonleh, and Houston's 2020 first-round pick, which may hurt the Cavs in their efforts to trade him to Houston because
they
don't have a first-round pick to trade. And then Malik Beasley, Juan Hernan Gomez, Evan Turner, Jared Vanderbilt, and Brooklyn's 2020 lottery projected first-round pick went to Atlanta. That was one of the biggest deals in NBA history. Pretty crazy. But I don't know. I know Houston's now looking for a center after they just traded their center. Apparently he wasn't the best fit there. I know he's still pretty young. They signed him to a pretty big contract. I think they kind of regretted.
Yeah.
As much as they gave him, they want to get out from under that and look for a more defensive-minded guy like a Tristan Thompson, which you don't really need a big man to score on that team with all the scorers they have.
No.
You need someone to do the dirty work inside, and Thompson would be perfect fit for that.
Oh, yeah, Thompson would fit there.
So I'm guessing if Houston's going to get him, they're going to need to get a third team involved.
If Houston, because right now Houston has Westbrook and Harden.
Yeah.
If you get Thompson, if you had Thompson in that mix to form a big 3, does that make him a threat for the West?
I think it helps. I still don't know if it puts them above the LA teams.
Because with that, Tristan does that. He's able to now bang down low with AD.
Yeah.
He's able to bang down low with any other bigs.
There's a lot of most of the good bigs are out west.
Oh, Drummond.
You got AD. Well, yeah, you got Drummond in the East, but you got AD. You got Nikola Jokic from Denver. Who am I missing? Gobert's more of a defensive guy, but there's a lot more good centers, big men in the West.
Who's the center for Dallas?
Well, they just traded for Willie Cauley-Stein from the Kings, but is he really your prime option? That's another reason why they're looking at Tristan Thompson. But the Celtics could use him as well.
I don't want to see him involved.
I don't either, but at the same time, if they're going to give us the most.
What are they really going to give us? Like, what do you think we can get out of Boston?
Well, they have a lot of first-round picks. They got a couple young players.
But this draft isn't that great.
No, it's not. If we don't get one of the top 2 or 3 picks, it's going to be a couple years ago all over again with Sexton when we got the 8th pick.
Yep.
And granted, Sexton's a decent player, but look at the guys we could have
He's
gotten.
not building.
We missed out on Trae Young and Luka Doncic.
Yeah, he's not a franchise.
Yeah, he's not on their level.
No.
He's a decent player. He's not going to.
He's a good.
I mean, I like him, but right now, I mean, he's averaging almost 20 points a game, but somebody's got to score on this team. If you put him on a contending team, he's not going to be averaging 20 points a game.
True.
And like they said today, teams are not game planning to stop him. If they did, he would have a lot tougher go of it. But he's not in the game plan defensively for a lot of these teams. They're saying, let him get his points. Who else do they really have right now?
Well, I mean, Kevin Love's putting up 33 and 13.
I think he's a couple games before the deadline, he puts up his best game of the season. No coincidence there.
I mean,
he wants out. He went about it the wrong way. A month or so ago, when he was kind of throwing tantrums and.
Yeah, well, I think he realized what he did.
Because they said around the league teams noticed that, and that kind of factored in their decisions.
I really don't think.
Plus the fact that he can't stay healthy.
I don't really think his little temper tantrum factored in anything. Like, teams know that he's not, like, he doesn't have a track record of that. They probably understood that his situation, he's just getting annoyed. He was competing for titles, and now he's on his bottom dweller.
The two biggest things.
The biggest thing is his contract.
His contract and his durability.
It's $30 million for the next 3 years.
When you watch him on the court, he looks like he's laboring. Like somebody said, his back's like 55 years old.
Well, when you carry Minnesota for the
he's not the
time he did.
he's not the athletic player that he was in Minnesota.
He's also 30-some years old.
Right.
Dude's old. He's not LeBron. He's not Kobe. He's not Shaq. He's not playing.
Yeah.
But
it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I think, like you said, Thompson will be gone. Henson's valuable. There's some contenders that could use him. He's been playing well. That's why they've been giving him the playing time. Brandon Knight, unfortunately, was playing well until he got hurt.
Yeah.
But they said there's still some teams around the league that would be interested in him. So there's a couple guys they can move. I thought they might get in that big deal last night to help facilitate a couple of those teams with their expiring contracts. But they may have tried.
Yeah.
But just seen Andre Iguodala might be going to Miami.
Yeah, we saw that earlier too. The Miami wants, and that'd be.
There we go. Deal's done. Memphis has agreed to deal Iguodala to Miami.
Okay.
And he's agreed to a 2-year, $30 million extension with the Heat. Doesn't say what they gave up.
Who knows? But it's probably not crazy. It probably wasn't a crazy amount either, because
right.
It couldn't be with the amount of with how old he is, and I don't see it being a huge first round pick. I don't see it being anything, but maybe like a second and a player,
right.
Something like that. Like nothing crazy. Iguodala is not like top tier player. He's a wing that's gonna shoot some threes, play some defense. That's pretty much it. He's like your eighth guy.
Right.
His depth, it's veteran leadership, been there, done that type of guy from Miami. It's a good move. He's gonna help him. I don't think it's like a game. It's not game changer in my opinion. He's
Miami's a good team this year.
Oh yeah, they've
got a lot of good young guys that are playing like out of their minds right now.
Jimmy Butler's playing really well.
Yeah, Butler's playing good. So some other notes I made around the NBA. Did you see the stretch Damian Lillard had? It ended last night. He only had 21 points, but the previous 6 games before that, he was averaging 48.8 points a game. He had games of 61, 47, 50, 36, 48, and 51.
Damn, it's crazy.
That's insane.
That's some James Harden shit.
Yeah, it is. He's a hell of a player. That's a team that's been like one piece away the last couple of years. That's why I always thought maybe Kevin Love would be a good fit there.
Perfect. It's hometown. I mean, it's ideal for him. But
Although, I mean, Carmelo Anthony's balling out for them.
he even played like a couple nights ago. Like they just hold him out. Like
Yeah, and then Hassan Whiteside, he's averaging like 17 points and 14 rebounds a game. They were thinking about trading him at first, but
yeah,
I mean,
I
and
would.
they've turned it around too. I think they're like 5 games under 500 now. They started out really bad. In Zion's first 7 games, 27 minutes a game, he's averaging just under 20 points, 8 rebounds, shooting 44% from 3-point range so far. So far, so good for him. See if he can keep it up. Now they're not playing him full starter minutes yet, kind of easing him back. But
yeah. Did you see him block Freak?
yeah, Giannis.
Yeah, that was pretty. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I just muscled him. He just muscled the ball with him. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, there's no doubt in his talent. It's just a matter of whether he can stay healthy and his knees can hold up with all that weight he's carrying around. He's an explosive player, so we'll see. We'll see how he does. Ohio State beat the team up north. I watched it last night. It was a good game.
I don't want to talk about Ohio State basketball because they're so up and down.
They are. Well, unfortunately the freshman point guard who was playing a lot of minutes has some issues, medical issues, and had to take a leave from the team. So I don't know how long he'll be gone, but they won without him last night at Michigan. So that was a pretty impressive.
Is Michigan that great this year? I mean,
no, they're not as good as they were. They're kind of
Yeah.
transitioning with Beeline leaving and Juwan Howard taking over. They lost some guys
yeah.
to the NBA. So, yeah, it's funny. They show the Big Ten standings, and two teams tied for last are Ohio State and Michigan, with 4 and 6 in the conference. Everybody else is better. I couldn't believe that. I didn't even realize that they were both tied for last. I think Ohio State's 14 and 7 now. I think Michigan's 13 and 8 overall. So they're about the same, both struggling.
Yeah, but I still think they'll make the.
Yeah, I think they'll both still make the tournament. The Big Ten, I mean, right now they could potentially send everybody. I mean, everybody's playing well from the Big Ten.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
crazy.
Rutgers is in the top 25 now.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. The Big Ten's having a good year for basketball, that's for sure. A couple baseball notes. There was a massive trade in baseball as well. I didn't write down all the pieces, but the main ones were Mookie Betts and David Price going to LA. So the rich get richer. Alex Vertigo, who was mentioned in a lot of the Lindor rumors, he's headed to
It's an
Boston
outfielder from LA, right?
with prospects. And then
I got to take on this when you're done.
Minnesota jumped in and got a pretty decent pitcher from the Dodgers, Kenta Maeda, starting pitcher, which they needed. That's their one big weakness is the rotation. So
Yeah. So this is what I look. That Verdugo, he was going to be the 3rd or 4th outfielder for the Dodgers.
right,
So you give up Boston gives up their best homegrown talent they've had in years, and David Price, who is
not what he used to be, but still pretty.
He's still
pretty
a solid
decent starting
pitcher. Still, he's still going to get you probably 10, 11 wins.
Oh yeah, easily.
And you didn't get anything in return. You got the 3rd or 4th outfielder for the Dodgers.
Yeah, and prospects.
And some prospects. You gave up. So
there's about people in Boston are not happy right now.
Either their biggest goal was to get underneath the luxury tax.
Yeah.
You sound like the Dolans bought Boston.
Right.
Like
I
understand, like you don't want to pay him. You don't want to pay him. I get it, fine, but you could have got way better return for Mookie
Right.
Betts.
right.
That's why we still have Lindor, because we probably lowballed the hell out of Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then Cleveland just had the balls to say no. They didn't really care. But Mookie Betts, the Boston's like, no, we gotta get out of this because you lost arbitration and you have to pay to do $27 million this year.
Right.
Yeah, so now you're gonna take anything to get out of that contract.
And then with all that the Dodgers added, they could afford. They traded Jock Peterson and one of their young starting pitchers, Ross Stripling, to the Angels for prospects to retool their farm system.
Yeah.
So
It's not
their lineup is ridiculous now.
who, the
The
Dodgers?
Dodgers, I mean,
Yeah.
it's insane. I mean, it was good before Betts.
Yeah, but see, look, Kershaw is garbage in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Price isn't that,
Yeah.
He ain't shit anymore. Like he doesn't scare me. Price doesn't
Right.
scare me. If I saw Price come up against the Indians, even with the Indians' offensive woes, Price still doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
Him say, I'm like, okay. Chris Sale, different story. Chris Sale scares me, you know. So, but like they really, yeah, Betts is probably it's the biggest thing. But is it going to be enough to get them over the hump? Like their pitching still is suspect in playoffs.
Well, they're going to score a lot of runs, but
But they're going to give up a lot of runs.
Right.
Their pitching is suspect in playoffs.
Yeah.
Like Kershaw is a Cy Young candidate all year long, every year. You know, but when he gets to playoffs, he turns into an overworked Corey Kluber. Like
Right.
just not enough to get you over the hump. Like,
Right.
and I don't know. I don't think they tooled enough to win it, but we'll see. I mean, it looks like the Yankees going to be. That's going to be a Yankee Dodgers World Series, is what I'm predicting.
well, they could. Right now, the Indians are a lot of people are saying are second or third in the division.
In our division?
Right. I mean, Minnesota is number one with all the moves.
Chicago? Did Chicago do enough to pass us?
Chicago made a lot of moves.
I understand they made a lot of moves, but I don't think they did.
What have we done? We've got Cesar Hernandez. That's it. We've done nothing to address
Our
right
pitching
field.
has stayed the same. Like we
Yeah.
lost Kluber. We didn't have Kluber for most of the year, so we really doesn't. We added two strong arms in the back end, so we
Right.
increased our bullpen. I think made it better, by three times better than it was last year.
Yeah, the bullpen will be better.
Which that was our problem because we didn't we scored enough. It was 2-1, 3-2. We couldn't hang in the final 2 innings.
Yeah.
That's when we gave up that third run. It'd be 2-2, or we'd be up 2-1 and going in the 8th, and then we go up 2 because our bullpen was garbage. Couldn't over if Hannah was overworked, everybody else was trash.
Well,
We did enough. I think we did enough in the bullpen.
I've said this before, though. You're going to keep Lindor, then you better put the pieces around it
I know
to win these next 2 years.
That's two different. Now we're talking 2 different stories. Now we're going to a different problem. I'm
No,
saying
I'm just saying they
I
win.
understand if you're gonna use Lindor for 2 years, we're gonna keep him here. You should have went all in on this year.
Who's playing right field?
right now? You could put in
Delino to Shields. That's who they're planning on starting.
you
every
can
day.
put Framil Reyes if Framil Reyes is just serviceable. He's not a Gold Glove, but he's not a huge liability. That's a win.
All right. Well,
Reyes
if
can
he's
put-
playing right field, you know who the DH is going to be?
Bauer.
No. Right now, who they're projecting to be the DH?
Who?
The guy who you ripped on me about, Bobby Bradley.
Oh, you can put. I don't have Bauer because Bauer can play. You can have Santana and Bauer alternate.
Still,
DH.
Bowers was shit last year too, though. Sign Puig. He's still out there. That's
That's
the bottom line.
That's an option, yes, but we don't have that option right now. You can look at Mercado at center, Reyes at right, and then you have a committee of
Luplow
and
the Shields,
Shields,
Platoon, and left.
Platoon and left, right? Even Allen, you can put Allen in there.
And
I like
Bradley Zimmer too is
Allen.
going to be healthy.
Greg Allen should get more playing time. I know he'll probably play more center because he's quick, but you can put him in right or left field. He's not going to be a liability in left field.
Yeah.
He has the speed to cover everything. I mean, so there you go. You have Greg Allen and let's say Luplow, your left. Mercado's your center fielder, and then Reyes is just like I said, average in right field. That's a win because he get up there and put up 30 to 40 home runs. We got production out of a hitter in our outfield that we haven't had in years.
It just pisses me off because
I don't understand. We're not
another small market team, Minnesota, led the league in home runs
Yes,
last year.
but
So what do? They add another fucking 35 home run a year.
Yes, that's what they spent money on Donaldson. So that was. But all the other guys they signed last year, they didn't spend money on those. They got some guys that got some small contracts that play out their fucking ass, right?
Yeah.
Minnesota last year was a fluke. Do I think Minnesota? I mean, I know the team's coming back, but are these guys going to play out their ass as they did before? I don't think they're going to have the same production, the same home run that they had last year. They may get a little bit more from Donaldson, but they're going to lose a lot more from other guys. I put money on it. Minnesota's not this AL Central just powerhouse like it was last year. I think that was a blip, a bleep. I don't know. I'm not saying Cleveland's going to be what they were.
Well, it just irritates me. They traded Bauer. They let Kipnis go. They trade Kluber. All that money, and what did they do with it?
What we got? What out of Bauer?
No, I'm
Framil
talking
Reyes.
about the money wise, right? What do we do with all that money?
They
Nothing.
want to be a $90
They
million
signed Hernandez
team.
for $6 million.
They want to be a $90 million team. So we have to just deal with the fact that that's what they want to do. They want to be a $90 million team. Okay, fine. We added pieces, like I said, to our bullpen. Our rotation, our bullpen, I think are top in the league, top in MLB, in my opinion. I mean, look at our starters. We're gonna have Clevenger is gonna be a hot pick for a preseason Cy Young.
So will Bieber.
Bieber was projected to be nothing, and he was throwing. He doesn't throw the hardest, but the dude has some of the best placement and control on a baseball that I've seen in years.
Yeah.
He can just put it on a penny and boom, done. Just wherever he wants it, control the ball. The control he has in that ball. He reminds me of remember when who's the guy we traded? We let go. He's a pitcher. We had him for years, just recently, and he went over to he's an older guy. Rotation 2 years ago. He was in our rotation for the World Series, and then he went to Denver or out west and just destroyed.
Oh, the bullpen, Brian Shaw.
No, he's a starter.
Starter. I can't think of it.
Name starters from the World Series. Our World Series run.
Well, we had Bauer,
Kluber.
Carrasco was hurt.
Who's the fourth guy?
God, why can't I think of
Now
it?
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I can't think.
Well, he reminded me of that guy. He didn't have the speed no more, but he had the placement. He can control it.
Josh Tomlin?
Tomlin, thank you.
Okay.
Tomlin. He had the control and the placement of the ball, but once he lost that, he started getting beat up.
Yeah.
Because if I think about it, a couple of years, Tomlin was one of our best pitchers.
Right.
Doesn't throw fast, 92, 93 mile an hour, but he could put it anywhere he wanted it and control the hell out of it. If you have control of the ball, I don't care. You can throw the ball 80 miles an hour with the right control. You're going to beat a guy all day long.
Yeah.
And that's what I think we have.
Yeah, you got those two, and you got Carrasco coming back
yes.
100%.
And then Savalier, we got
Savalier, I like a lot.
Plesac. I mean, there's we have some young guys we have still got the
Logan Allen.
Yeah, they're in the
and then Scott Moss, the other lefty that
yeah. So there's we have some depth and pitch. I'm not worried about that. And Fermel Reyes is gonna have a whole year now. Season he could put up 45 home runs. All right, Santana still could put up 25 to 30.
Yeah.
All right. If Bauer does anything, Mercado has another year.
Well, you got to hope
Ramirez
bounces back and has a good
Lindor. year. You have the pieces there. Perez had a great year,
and
too.
Hernandez is an upgrade at second base. He'll hit 270, 280 over Kipnis.
Yeah. So, we have it. So, if we can sign Puig, if that happens. But right now,
the longer this goes on, the chances, the better the chances.
I'm looking at that.
Because they're only going to give him a 1-year deal. He was trying to get a multi-year deal, and it's not going to happen.
Give him a 1-year deal for $7 million.
He's going to have to take a 1-year deal from somebody, so hopefully it's us.
Yeah, why start?
They're already familiar with him. There's some other guys out there, too.
I'm sure the front office has talked about this.
Well, they tried to get Starling Marte from Pirates. Obviously, Arizona made a better offer, and that would have been really nice. But
yeah, and then Castellano was the Reds. We couldn't sign him.
Yeah,
but I've also heard though, to be honest, that Puig wasn't a favorite of Terry Francona.
That's what I don't understand because he raved about him.
But then everything he talked about, he's like, well,
he just because that's what they said. He beats to his own drum. He kind of does his own thing.
So.
I bring him back, sign him.
Look at Trevor Bauer. We had him for how long, and he didn't even have a drum. The dude just blew a fucking rape whistle all the time. That's how dumb he was. But bring him back. And then
I think it's 50-50 right now. Like I said, the longer it goes on, if we get, spring training is about to start.
Yeah,
so.
The longer it goes, I think within a week, if he's still not signed in a week, I think he knocks on Chris Anthony's door and goes, look, I'd rather not go anywhere else. Give me a 1-year prove deal here. Play well, then I can go try to sign 2-3-year deals somewhere else, and then
if you're him, would you rather sign with the Indians or the Marlins?
The Indians,
right?
You already been here. You like this player,
and you want to try to win a championship.
Yeah, you have you sign with us. You have Puig in right, Reyes in left, and Mercado and Allen, and Mercado in center.
That looks a lot better.
Your center, and if Reyes can play 150 games in left.
Supposedly he's slimmed down a lot.
He's lost 18 pounds or something like that. Yeah, so
But they said the crazy part is he's gotten stronger.
Well, his muscle is more or less than fat.
That's what they're saying. He could.
So
a progressive field, think he'd probably hit 40-some home runs this year.
Yeah, good. And if you have Puig and Reyes on the corners, and like I said, if Reyes is just serviceable at the very minimum, he's not a huge liability.
Yeah.
I am completely okay with my outfield with my Reyes, Mercado, Puig. You have two outfielders that can put up 30 home runs. When was the last time we had that?
Did you see what I tweeted about Bobby Bradley? I said what help we can get him this year. I tweeted the Jobu picture to help him hit a curveball.
See, because I think Bauer should come up, and then Santana, because Bauer and Santana can alternate DH and first base.
Yeah, I think Bowers and Bradley are gonna. If they don't say everybody else, those two will battle it out for the DH spot.
And then you got Zimmer. Could be
Zimmer's in the outfield mix. He's
Zimmer level.
healthy.
So you'll have your 5 outfielders. They'll bring 5 outfielders back.
Naquin won't be healthy till like June, July because of that AC.
Yeah. So your 5 outfielders are going to be Zimmer, Ludlow, Puig, Mercado, and Reyes.
Don't forget they expanded the roster this year too. You can carry 26 guys now, so they'll be able
instead
to
of what 20.
25. So it's 26. You can keep
but they're going to
keep
add
an extra position player.
You're probably going to add an extra pitcher.
Yeah, knowing Francona, he'll carry 7 or 8 relievers probably.
Yeah.
He likes to.
Well, see, I don't even know now because now each reliever has to face three batters at minimum.
Right.
So
there's some different rule changes. It's going to be a little different.
Yeah. So Francona can't do the whole thing he's been doing. You're going to pitch this guy, then you're going to pitch this guy, then we're going to bring this guy in to pitch for 3.
Right.
You can't do it no more. This guy comes in, he has to pitch for 3 people.
Yeah.
3 batters.
Yeah.
And it's going to suck if it's left, right, and this guy's only good against lefties. Now you have to battle 2 righties, and if those 2 righties are solid hitters.
Yeah, it's gonna make managers think a little more.
Yeah, and Francona is a great manager. He can play that chess game. It's all it is, a chess game, pitcher, batter, chess game. But we'll see what he can do. But
so did you hear about the trade that almost went down with Lindor to the Dodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been Lindor to the Dodgers, Corey Seager from LA to Cincinnati, and then Nick Senzel from Cincinnati to the Indians, and some prospects from the Dodgers as well.
Senzel was
he came up as an infielder, but he played outfield for the Reds last year. He's one of the. I think
that's not even a big haul. That would have been.
I don't know what the prospects would have been.
I'd have been mad as hell if that was a trade because you tell me we got the 2 proven players, it's Senzel and Seager. I get it. Seager is Corey Seager is.
I would have wanted that Dustin May, the pitcher that was rumored in the original deal with. I know they weren't giving up their top prospect for anybody. They think he can be just as good as Lindor down the road. So, but that's all dead in the water now. I mean, after this Betts deal, they said watch out for the Yankees, that they're going to come hard for Lindor now at the deadline, and if not then the off season.
I sure hope not.
Yeah, I would have rather had him go to the Dodgers for sure. I don't want to have to play him with the Yankees for years to come, but it may come to that. So Browns got their new GM, Andrew Berry, youngest tandem in the league now. Berry at 32 years old, and Kevin Stefanski, the coach, at 37. Now, I know he was a part of the 1-31, but he was not making the player selections. So you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. He was part of the 1-31 regime.
I don't know if I trust anybody that passes up on Deshaun Watson, Carson Wentz, and Patrick Mahomes.
He was obviously
because if he had any sense of knowledge of players, he would have been like, "Yo, no, these people."
Right.
And you make yourself known.
Well, he might have given his opinion, but
because
they didn't.
He's the vice president of player personnel. Your input is going to be highly taken if you're the vice president of player personnel during that time frame. It's not like you're just a pro scout coordinator,
Yeah.
No, you're the vice president of player personnel. That means you have a huge say on who you're drafting and who you're scouting and what's coming out.
What happened during that time? You seen, just like Manziel, that's when Haslam stepped in and said, "Take this guy. That's who we're taking." So who knows how many other guys he did that with?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we'd have heard more about that. We heard about it from Manziel. So
I mean, the front office was a clusterfuck, obviously.
Yeah,
those
yes.
years. But he did have input last year with Philly. His most notable pick was Miles Sanders, which turned out pretty well. His NFL career, he started out with the Colts as a scouting assistant 2009, 2010. Became a pro scout 2011 with the Colts. 2012 to 2015 was the pro scout coordinator with the Colts. Then, of course, joined the Browns in 2016, was vice president of player personnel through 2018, and then last year with the Eagles, vice president of football operations. And he is now the GM and executive vice president of football operations for the Cleveland Browns.
He is just the fourth coordinator in Cleveland.
Yeah.
That's all he is.
Yeah.
You have your head coach, your offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and your player personnel coordinator, which is Andrew Berry. You're Soapy GM, vice president.
He's going to be the chief guy for him and DePodesta are going to be the guys making the calls on that.
DePodesta should have no fucking call for anything.
Well,
This
he's
dude's
gonna-
a fucking crock. That's the
He's
biggest crock.
he's gonna get
How the
his
hell is that man
analytics.
make it through everything?
I don't know. Yeah, he was
Everything.
a part of the 1-31 regime too.
Dude, he's the only
He's the
constant.
last man standing.
Jimmy Haslam needs to get smacked in the face hard by somebody. Like, dude, DePodesta's not the answer. You don't bring people in from fucking baseball to run a football. That makes no freaking
Well,
sense.
he had a chance to clean house and hire McDaniels and bring in other people, but
No, he didn't. No,
he
because
chose to trust
DePodesta has
DePodesta.
naked photos of Haslam and his
He's
wife
got
somewhere on his laptop. Said, if you ever fire me, I'm leaking these things to the FBI, something like that. Like, that's probably how the Pilot J shit happened, because he was like, if you don't hire me, I'm going to, DePodesta got hired.
Right.
Because he has a bunch of shit on him. Like, it's a crock. But, like, we'll see. I mean, I don't, like, the only thing that makes me a little bit confident is the fact that Stefanski is there.
Yeah.
And
They talked today too, and
I listened to the press conference.
Barry said they're going to be very, very aggressive in
Scout.
free agency.
They're going to be very aggressive in player acquisition.
Yeah.
Either it's draft or free agency. He didn't say free agency or one or the other. He just said player acquisition. Then he said, which could be this, or this. So
Then Stefanski met with OBJ. Both sides said it went well.
Haslam already said it when he did his press conference.
Yeah.
That Stefanski is very excited to have him here and very excited to have him on this team this year.
Same with
So-
Kareem Hunt.
Well, he never said it.
Well, they said
he
as long as he
talk to him,
follows, they talk to him, and if he follows their guidelines from here on out,
he won't have a problem.
he's on his last strike, is what it is.
He won't have a problem if he keeps following. But doesn't mean like they can't tender him as a second round tender,
Yeah.
and then someone offer him a contract and they just let him go.
Right.
Doesn't mean shit. Like I would let him go. Boom. Because that second round pick, how deep this offensive lineman class is.
Well, with his issues that just came up again, I don't think anybody's going to give you a second round pick for him.
Well, you got to think a team that needs like
He's either going to be here or cut and then signing on with somebody.
the Cardinals
But
need a running back.
he's on his last leg in Cleveland. One
The
more
Rams
mistake
need a
and
running
he's-
back. I mean, there's some teams that need a running back. I mean,
We'll see.
Baltimore
Yeah,
could use a home run hitter to go with Lamar Jackson. That'd be a scary combination.
yeah. See, Stefanski also said he's putting the fullback into the offense.
Oh, yeah.
So they
Good,
they signed a guy
yeah.
from the Vikings.
Which, you know what that means? The two running backs aren't going to be a huge part of his thing. Like, at a time.
Yeah.
Because he's going to run the fullback. So what does that mean for Kareem Hunt?
Well, I mean, he's still going to run the ball a lot. So
He's going to run the ball a lot.
There'd be
I
enough
got that part,
carries
but you don't
for
need to have a Kareem Hunt back there.
I know. If I put my
Look
money
like
on it,
he
I'd
did
say
Minnesota.
he'll
Dalvin
be
Cook,
here.
and then he had who? Like, it was back up and they run just fine. Like,
Yeah.
you get rid of, I'm telling you, Kareem, I keep Odell Beckham and I keep Jarvis Landry, yes. You get rid of Kareem Hunt, pick up a second round pick for him because you can't get tendered for lower than that.
Well, you can't. I mean, they can third round
No.
him if they want to.
It's you can't tender him lower than he was originally drafted.
Oh, really?
That's what I was reading.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident if they give him a second round tender, that nobody's gonna.
Nobody's going to sign up for a first round tender, but there's people that you can take a flyer on a running back for a second round pick because you're not going to find a better running back in the second round
I just
than
don't,
Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's still,
don't think with
still
the
young.
issues he has.
Well, depending on where he goes. And
And
then
that's a big risk giving up a second round pick for a guy who could fuck up and be suspended half the season.
It's the same with any running back coming out of the draft. Like you're one injury away from not being a running back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost as risky as drafting one because you don't know. Like not every running back hits it off. You know.
I hope they keep him, but we'll see what they do. Yeah, OBJ said last season was a big slice of humble pie for him.
Did he really mean it though? Like he didn't act like he was all upset and hurt by the season.
Yeah.
Like he's partying in the national championship and all that shit. Like,
right.
I mean,
one thing I did like is he played all 16 games for the first time.
He did. And he put it all on the field too. Like, and he blocked like a mother for.
When they fell out of contention, he could easily said, "All right, I'm shutting it down.
Yeah.
No reason for me to keep playing."
Of course, yeah, no.
So I give him that, and he wasn't really a problem all season in the locker room.
This is what I want to know. I want to know. You know how Haslam's his big key phrase is alignment. Is Haslam going to allow time for the alignment to happen? The alignment to happen. I mean, he's been one and done. Like it's been that revolving door in Cleveland. Is he finally? I know he signed a 5-year deal.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean shit. He
Right.
cannot care. Like you can still just pay the dude for the next 4 years.
Right.
What's it gonna do to him? Because he not be happy. Like is he gonna be impatient still and want to win now?
Yeah.
I mean, is he gonna give time for his alignment that he's so coined this offseason as to work,
Right.
to actually align and everything that mesh together? I mean, you need to give him time. You can't just be like, "Oh, Stefanski only won 6 games this year. Bye, we're somewhere else."
Right.
We're hiring Josh McDaniels now.
Well,
Why did you do that shit last year then? Like
he was on record for saying this hire was going to be a long-term hire. So
he has to be. He can't say.
At some point, you got to give a guy more than 2 years.
He can't come out here like we're gonna see how this year goes, because then nobody's gonna want to apply. That's pretty much why George Payton probably stepped away because he was like,
Yeah.
It's risky.
Yeah, I heard too that he thought Barry was their top choice. So
yeah. Well,
which he might have been. I think that's another Deep Podesta guy. I know I'm getting a lot of words too. Justice Winslow was part of that deal going back to Memphis for Iguodala. So
yeah,
good move for them.
But he just need to give him time. Like you literally need to give him time. I'm liking some of the pieces he brought in. Stefanski bringing in. I like the Bill Callahan.
Yeah, he's got a lot of the staff.
I like the Van Pelt hire.
He did say today he's not sure who's going to call plays yet.
That's fine. He doesn't have to make a decision right now. I mean, it's only fucking February.
Yeah, he's put together a pretty nice staff. Chad O'Shea, former Dolphins offensive coordinator, is the receivers coach. Brought Stump Mitchell back, the running back. Just hired Drew Petzing, Minnesota assistant. He was an intern with the Browns in 2013. He's the tight ends coach. Like you said, Callahan brought Prefer back at special teams, and then Doug Coleman's the assistant special teams coach. So
and
still some other guys.
Woods was interviewing today for the.
Yeah, I mean it was. They claimed it as an interview, but he's going to be the defensive coordinator.
And he's supposed to be bringing a couple people with him.
Then he'll probably hire his linebackers and defensive line coach. They still have to fill those spots. And then hired their first female. Did you see that?
Oh,
Callie Brownson is chief of staff. Yeah, she was.
Chief of staff, you know what that means? That's a fancy word for secretary.
Yeah. She was a New York scout intern in 2017 with the Jets, and then offensive quality control coach with Dartmouth in the NCAA for 2018 and 19. She played 2 years in the Women's Football Alliance in 2015 and 16. Starting to see a lot of females hired, which is good.
Yeah, what's her name?
San
Francisco. First female to lose the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
First female coach to lose the Super Bowl. She made a record,
Well, the 49ers, I think the Giants too hired
no, 49ers,
female.
Defensive assistant or never, yeah.
It's the first one in baseball too.
Yeah, she's also the first one to lose the Super Bowl, so that's a milestone for women.
And then there's a couple, of course, the Cavs have Lindsey Gottlieb and Becky Harmon in San Antonio. So.
Yeah.
I'm sure one day you'll probably see a female head coach in the NBA.
I think NBA first.
I think Becky Hammon's going to get a shot.
Chick with San Antonio?
Yeah.
Kamar Baldwin hits ice cold step back to be a buzzer to beat number 10 Villanova.
NCAA is crazy this year.
Dude,
The tournament's going to be wide open.
Nobody
It'll make
wants
it funner,
to win.
though. It'll make it funner. There's
no
clear favorite.
Yeah.
It'll make the pools a lot funner, too. A lot more challenging.
What was I going to say? Oh, shit. Oh, that
Brain fart.
Yeah, did you watch the halftime show?
No. I seen the highlights, though. Was it J-Lo and Shakira? Saw the outfits.
They were wearing clothes.
If you want to call it that.
It was a very amazing halftime show. Like,
I still can't believe that J-Lo's 50. That's
fountain of youth, man. She made me feel young.
Did you see there was a video going around, a little kid watching the Super Halftime Show with his dad, and he's like holding something in his hand. He's just like staring at the screen.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is when Johnny realized he no longer likes Legos.
Yeah. There's people offended by it. Like, it's asinine that offended you. Like, like all these women, like, it was so inappropriate for the NFL.
I know. I've seen people post it was borderline porn.
Okay, so but yet last year when Adam Levine was running around in no shirt,
right? They got to see it last year.
And everybody was like, "Oh my god!" But dudes they call him, "Oh my god, that is offensive." Yeah. No, it's because it's not. He's not naked. All right? Neither were they. They had literally. They were wearing bodysuits. It maybe looked like they weren't wearing much, but it was literally like your nylons. So if you guys, I'm gonna tell you right now. So if you wear a skirt but you're wearing nylons, is it the same concept? Are you still showing skin? No, you're like, no, I'm having nylons on. Right. Well, that's what they were wearing. They were bodysuit fucking nylons. Right? There's nothing. All they do is shake their ass, just like Adam Levine ran around and danced around with his half nakedness, but nobody cared then.
Right.
Get the fuck out of my screen. Calm down. All right. It's.
Yeah.
What do you want? You want like, who do you want? Johnny Cash? Do you want like who do you want? Who do you want? Like some boring ass banjo player who wants to like a DJ? Like, come on now.
Right.
It's ridiculous what offends people nowadays, man. And that was art. That was beautiful. It was the best halftime show I've ever seen in my life. And I hope to bring those two back next year.
They might.
And add Jennifer Aniston just because she doesn't have to do anything. Just sit there.
Stand there.
Just stand there and look at me.
So as far as the game goes, the Chiefs had a big comeback, 31-20 win. Got Andy Reid's first Super Bowl win.
No, the second.
Well, first as head coach.
There you go.
Sorry.
He has 2 rings.
Yeah. Mahomes got the MVP, even though he didn't have a great game.
I thought Mahomes, like, it's sad that he's MVP only because he's the quarterback.
Yeah.
You know who should have had that? Williams. He had 2 TDs and 104 rushing yards.
Yep.
I'm not sure you put the running back in there, like, he does the same thing. I'm not 100% sure. But Shanahan needs to chill the fuck out. Like, he literally did the same exact thing he did in Atlanta. What's been working for you all year? Run the fucking football, right? Yeah. Why, with 10-point lead, are you from the last 15 plays, 11 of them were pass plays? Why?
Right.
Why?
Well, that one pass Garoppolo missed Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah.
It was wide open. Missed him by like 10 yards.
That defense did everything they could to slow down Patrick Mahomes. They intercepted him twice.
Yeah,
they only let him throw for less than 300 yards.
Right.
And Mahomes doesn't do that often. You did everything you needed to do.
You knew that line was going to be all over him.
3 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, and 4 sacks. That defense did everything they could have done.
Yeah.
But Shanahan literally coached himself out of a Super Bowl because he's like, I want to make Jimmy. No, fuck that. Don't put the game in Jimmy Garoppolo's hands.
And he was being touted as the best coach in the NFL this year, too.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
Mike Harbaugh should not have been coach of the year. That's dumb fuck bullshit. All right. That's a stupid, no. Mike, I'm not just because I'm a Titans fan. Mike Vrabel needs to be coach of the year. Yeah. Look what the hell he did in the playoffs. Right. He out-coached the number 1 scoring defense, number 1 scoring offense, and then he went up against Patrick Mahomes. Okay, this fucking Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
All right, that dude's a fucking nuts.
Got to the AFC Championship game with Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, Yeah. Name one. I want you to name 2 solid defensive players in that Titans team right now. Go. Name 2 players.
Defensive players?
Yeah. Name 2 defensive players on that Titans defense.
Cameron Wake.
Didn't play.
I can't even think.
Exactly.
Simmons.
Okay. It was like the 4th, 5th game he played this year, but yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
That's 1. You named 1. I could do it, but that's my team.
Yeah.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like look what he did. Look, he took a team that doesn't have many star factors, or superstars on the team. AJ Brown could be. Derrick Henry is getting there. Like if Derrick Henry has 1 more year, he's gonna be touted as the top 3 running back in the NFL.
Right.
I still don't think if you name the top 5 running backs in the NFL, Derrick Henry may not be in it because they're gonna be Barkley, McCaffrey, Chubb. Some people still say Gurley, and then Ezekiel Elliott. There's people that are like, you're not gonna put Derrick Henry in that conversation.
Right.
I think he should be because he's damn near impossible to bring down. Right. It's a fucking bulldozer. But what Vrabel did with that team, coaching them to be 1 after going 2-4. They're 2-4. 2-4. All right, they were 1 loss away from being almost just done. All right, coaches on them go 7-2, 7-3, 9 here, 7-3, and the rest of the season, and then just storms the gates to the playoffs and just keeps going and going and going and going.
Right.
How does he not become coach of the year? No, you give it to the coach that had Lamar Jackson. Harbaugh didn't do shit. He just said, "Here's the ball, go have fun." Yeah. And that's when Lamar Jackson goes, "Wee, football." And that's what did you teach me to football? That's what happened in Baltimore. Right. I mean, he didn't do shit. It's Lamar Jackson. You can put Lamar Jackson on the Bengals, and the Bengals probably won 7 games.
Right.
I mean, that's bullshit. That pissed me off. Everything else fine, cool, whatever. I think McCaffrey kind of got screwed out of Offensive Player of the Year, but Michael Thomas is also very deserving of it too. So it's kind of like,
right.
Who carried what team? I think McCaffrey did more for his team, meant more for the team than but
right.
Can you just imagine what Michael Thomas had if he had Breeze the whole year though?
Oh yeah, true.
It's stupid, but you got 3 of the last 4 years. Yeah, 3 of the last 4 years. Ohio State Buckeye, Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Boza, and then Lattimore, and then Boza, and now you have a chance to go again with Young and Okudah this year coming out. So I mean, Ohio State's defensive view, this place is they're nuts. They're gonna put some talent.
Yeah. Well, so that puts a wrap on the NFL season. So that means we'll be getting into a lot more draft stuff in the coming weeks, and off-season, free agency, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So who you want the Browns? If you had a chance to, I don't know, let's say, pick for the Browns.
I'm taking the best tackle available. I like the kid from Louisville, the big monster. And what's the other?
Becton?
Yeah.
From Louisville?
Yeah.
He's all the tangibles. So he reminds me of someone that you look at in an NFL, in an NBA draft. This dude has the size, the athletics. And, I don't know if I take him at number 10 for your tackle because you need a instant, starter at left tackle.
Yeah.
I go Andre Thomas from Georgia. That's your.
Yeah,
in my
I'm
opinion,
fine with any of them.
In my opinion,
Whoever's the best
he's the most NFL ready tackle in the NFL. He's a cornerstone for the next 5 to 10 years on your line.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl caliber, and he's even a little raw, but he's the most NFL ready. Then you got Wirfs, but he could be a right tackle. As I'm saying, he could project. He could left tackle. But he's projecting more of a right tackle guy. And then you have the guy out of Willis out of Alabama. He could be. I think he's my number 3.
That's my dream scenario is to get the best left tackle and then sign Jack Conklin.
Yeah, he'd be all right. I don't know if I think Tennessee's not going to be big players in free agency outside of their own team. I think they're going to do a lot of internal signings.
Yeah.
I think they're going to let Logan Ryan walk, and then we'll draft a corner because Malcolm Butler will be back. We have Dory Jackson, so I think
Yeah.
We'll be able to draft one and
Well,
be okay.
Number one guy they got to pay is Derrick Henry for sure.
Henry's gonna get. I think so. I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna sign a deal with Tannehill for like a 2-3 year deal.
Yeah.
And we're gonna franchise tag Derrick Henry. We're gonna sign Jack Conklin. Right. We're gonna draft a corner, and then we're gonna draft a running back in case we can't get a deal next year for Derrick Henry. We can let him walk, which would suck. That's why a lot of people are suggesting Tennessee drafts J.K. Dobbins in the second round.
Ooh, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Well, you know who I just seen him projected to today?
Who?
The Chiefs.
Yeah. Well, they need a
Can you
running back.
imagine that?
They need a running back.
Jesus.
Am I 32?
It's coming off a Super Bowl championship, and let's add J.K. Dobbins to
I got a scenario for you though. You said the Browns at number 10, no trade, no move, take your best left tackle available.
Yeah.
Well, Giants need a left tackle, the Jets need a left tackle. They're all picking before you. Let's say three of them. Let's say Thomas, Wirfs, and Willis all go. Right? They're all drafted they're taken before 10. Well, let's not even do that situation because that negates what I'm about to tell you. Let's just say the Browns go. You know what? We want to pick at number 2. We want to take a shot. So we offer for number 2 overall. We offer number 10 this year, the first round next year, and Olivier Vernon.
I was
Browns
just about to mention that before you start.
Browns get number 2,
Yeah.
and then they draft Chase Young
Yeah.
to match with Myles Garrett. Are you okay with that
Yes.
situation? You're okay with that situation.
Yeah.
So 2 years, no first round for the next 2 years. So if you want that to happen, you franchise tag Hunt, trade him, pick up a second round pick. Try to trade Landry or Beckham for another pick. You know, get a couple of second round picks and then move back into the first round, draft your tackle. So you got rid of Beckham and Hunt. Let's say you get rid of Beckham and Hunt, right? But
There are
now
a lot of good tackles in this draft, though. They could get one in the second round.
Yes, they could. And let's say so now you're looking at you have Chase Young, Myles Garrett, Jarvis Landry's your guy, Nick Chubb's your guy, Beckham is gone, but now you have a left tackle also. You bolster your line. You bolster both sides of the line. Are you happy where you're at, or you think we're still got enough offensive firepower now? Because I think that Joko is going to stay now, since it's the same regime pretty much that drafted him. Same with Schobert. So your linebacker core is going to look. I think Kirk is gone, but Schobert stays.
You need at least 1 or 2 more receivers in that scenario.
Yeah, but you have free agency. You'll have some. You can throw some money at Amari Cooper.
Because behind those two, they have really nothing.
No, but you're gonna add bits and pieces like Corey Davis might be available as something you can target from Tennessee. You could or an Adam Humphries.
Well, like I said,
this draft is really deep in receivers.
Bringing Perriman back too.
Yes, this draft's very deep in receivers this year. But you could throw a bunch of money at Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
If, probably won't cost nowhere near what Beckham is making. Probably a few million less a year. So I mean, it still save you money. You still got another receiver.
Right.
But I don't know. That could be an option.
I'm looking forward to see what they do, what they come up with.
Most likely the Browns. The best thing the Browns could do would be stay put at 10, draft the best. Stay put at 10, draft the best on tackle, unless.
Hopefully that's what analytics says to do.
Analytics says to trade down.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that shit.
Because the depth of left tackle, to be honest with you, is pretty strong this year. It's a pretty deep offensive line class.
Yeah.
So analytics would be trade back, acquire some more picks, then draft your guy like 16. But at 16, you're not getting top 4 left tackle, so you're still gonna play with a hit or miss mentality now. Like I think there's only 2 or 3 surefire day one starting left tackles. Are there guys that could be, a year at right tackle that move left? Yeah.
Right.
Or some guys that could take a half a season, to get used to it and go. But Baker doesn't have a half a season. Because Baker has another down year because the line's awful. Baker's now out the door because they're not going to start. They're not going to play this game.
Right.
This is Baker's year to,
the make or break.
Yeah. You have a healthy Odell Beckham, a healthy Landry, you have a running game. You're a coach but you have a coach that likes to run.
If they bolster that line, there's no excuse this year.
Nothing. And time to throw, you can be accurate again. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see what's said, but
yeah,
I'm looking forward to the draft. Are you going to be here for the draft? Day one?
Yeah, because bowling will be over by then.
Is it?
Yeah, when the draft's end of April, isn't it?
Yeah, but every year, past year, it's been like You guys suck. You guys suck.
We're probably not making it.
Okay, because
Yeah, if we're not, even if it's the last week, then I'll take off.
Yeah, because Troy will be here.
I'll stop up there and get my money and then come here.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about taking vacation on Friday and Saturday. I don't watch the Saturday day. There's like the fourth.
Yeah,
fourth
I used to. When it was all day Saturday, I used to sit and watch the whole thing. Like when it was all on Saturday. Before they moved
I periodically check out my phone, see it goes through, but I'm not watching it because it's just...
I'll turn it off and then until the Browns pick, then I'll turn it back on and see who they take.
Yeah. So, but I'm thinking what's gonna happen is we're gonna set up like we did last year down here. I've got a couple TVs going, a couple broadcasts going of it.
Yeah.
And then first, second, third round, see what happens. But Tennessee picks 29th. This will be such a long night.
Yeah.
Watch all these dumb people picking for me and watch all this talent just go away. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully I won't be pissed off this year.
If the Browns draft Andre Thomas, I think you're gonna be straight. Like if you draft Andre Thomas as your left tackle, another Thomas.
Yeah.
Like he is. If you look at his pro comps, he's pro. His pro comp is I've seen two different pro comps. I've seen Jason Peters and Joe Thomas.
Yeah.
There's one magazine does a lot of the magazines do current pro comps. Jason Peters still active. Some of them just they do just whoever. So you'll see people like Anthony Nunez, like Hall of Fame fucking offensive lineman. Right. Okay, but the guy was Joe Thomas. I was like, if that dude's half what Joe Thomas is at left tackle, the Browns got a winner.
Right.
I mean, all day. But then you got your line pretty good. Joel Bitonio, JC Treader, and then Andre Thomas. So
no other. Let's see if there's any other updates before we cut out here.
I got nothing.
No. It's been pretty quiet for being less than 24 hours before the deadline, so I'm sure stuff will probably pick up.
Hey, who's that?
Yep.
That's freaky.
Oh, here we go. I don't know how. It says league source confirms Houston Rockets in deep trade talks to acquire Tristan Thompson. Not at finish line, but looks promising.
Cleveland getting spanked right now.
Yeah, we'll see. Deadline's at 3 tomorrow, so we'll definitely know by then what's going to happen. He's sitting out tonight, so they're obviously expecting to move him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got anything else?
No, I'm tired.
Yeah, me too. I'll have to figure out why this freaking system's not working and get it up and running for next week. Had it all set up and ready to go and couldn't get the
Looks like there's an Andrew Wiggins to Golden State.
Yeah, that's probably going to happen.
For some D'Lo.
D'Lo. I know the Knicks were pushing hard for D'Lo too, but
I don't know. I think that's once Curry and Clay come back, you got Draymond there, and then you got Wiggins. I think Wiggins' potential he'll be able to get more out of Wiggins there.
Yeah.
And this makes them contenders again. Plus with his third worst record right now, second worst record.
Right.
And get a top pick. If they get the number 1 pick, I'll be pissed off.
Oh, I know. And see, the Lakers are dangling Kyle Kuzma for rotation players, veteran rotation players.
Really?
Yeah.
Something
they think will put him over the top. I don't know.
Isn't he the starting shooting guard right now?
No, he's all coming off the bench.
Kuzma's coming off the bench?
Yeah, they're looking for a point guard because they inquired about Dennis Schroeder from where the hell is he with now? I think he's with Oklahoma.
Send us. We'll give you Sexton.
If I was the Cavs, I'd be seeing what it would take to get Kuzma.
Yeah,
that's right up their alley. Young player with a lot of potential. That's what they're looking for. So.
All right.
We'll see what they do.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's going to be a very a very low budget trade, and we're gonna get
Yeah, it'll be John Henson or Deli.
no Tristan Go. We're just not gonna get a lot for it.
Second round pick and
It's gonna be like 2 seconds.
contract fillers.
If we get 3 second round picks, the Oldmans they'll always be able to turn those into, you know.
Well, look what they did. They used 3 of them to get Kevin Porter,
Yeah.
and he's looking like the steal of the draft right now. So,
yeah, we'll see. So,
all right. Until next week, guys. Have a good night.
yeah.